Today at Building Peace during the pandemic, we're really happy to host Seraphine Wakana, who is the resident coordinator of the United Nations in the Gambia. And she joins us today from Banjul. Seraphine, thank you for speaking with us. And let me start by asking you, what has been the impact of the pandemic on transition efforts in the Gambia? You've gone through recently a very important transition process that was largely peaceful. You've embarked into a lot of very challenging and ambitious reform efforts, governance reforms efforts. How has the pandemic affected those efforts?
We have the constitutional review process is also a key reform in the Gambia, and we are expecting to have the referendum on the 5th June next year. But before that, we have voter registration, and with the restriction on public gathering, we don't know what will happen. And for the Gambia now, we see cases still rising. We haven't got to the peak of the pandemic, so we don't know what will happen tomorrow and how these reforms are going to be handled. Another area maybe I may want to flag is the security sector reform, which is now even dormant, because I think the shift on the political priorities on the COVID-19 response is also shifting the political commitment on this reform. And it's something that we need to focus on quickly. Another area is on social cohesion and also mistrust between national institutions and the population. With all the politicizing of the COVID-19 response, we've seen political leaders criticizing government initiatives.
What are we now doing as the UN today differently as a result of the pandemic? And how do you see the priorities of the UN evolving in the next months and year as we go forward with these important reforms?
That we have become actually more innovative and also more thinking using technology. New technology is now becoming a tool into the Gambia, what was not the case recently. So what we tried to do, for example, on rule of law, you will see that we were able to keep the court running and through virtual courts. And this is something we can really showcase, because it also has an implication on human rights by helping the prisons to reduce the numbers of prisons. This is a particular group of individuals that are exposed because of the conditions where they are and how they live, and they can easily be contaminated. So we joined the two factors, working on virtual courts, but at the same time allowing prisons to release as many of the prisoners. So we had hundreds of numbers of prisoners that have been released, and we are happy on this result. We also have an innovative way of working with returnees and migrants, because we were training them on how to reintegrate peacefully and social cohesion in the communities. But now they have become like the actors of peace, working on raising awareness. So stigma has been away now, because they were those who have been stigmatized as bringing disease and other issues. But now they have become like actors for peace. And we see them also being innovative. You will see that they are now creating some tools to help communities to also comply with COVID-19 measures. The UN has also embarked on a caravan of raising awareness. And this is important because, again, as I said, we need all the population to comply with government measures. We are supporting security forces to also become peace builders in the communities, because that's where, in the rural area, that's where we need to do more.
Thank you so much, Seraphine. This is not only very interesting, but also very engaging for partners such as the Peacebuilding Fund. So thank you so much, and my best to you and all the colleagues as you continue accompanying the authorities and civil society in the Gambia. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.